We are going to learn how to set up the trade. So this video is going to be broken in different categories. This is the first one. So there are so many ways to set up the trade. Actually one way, but there are so many strategies, about 3 strategies to set up trade in. So once I am here, where I need to go is from here. I'll click on menu. From menu, I will come here and click on what? Smart Capital Bot. Once I click on it, it's going to load. So it's going to bring me actually to that page where you saw me do the API page or stuff like that. So let's allow it to load. So it has finished loaded. So once you're here, don't do anything on the API key and the secret key because you have already done it in the past. So come to this plus and see where you see select trading strategy and click on this drop down arrow. Once you click on the arrow there, you can see there are 3 strategies. One is called the spot bot, another one is the futures bot, another one is the smart bot. So if you have little capital, you can use the spot bot and the futures bot. This bot works perfectly well. If you have up to $400 capital or so, I think less than that, you should also use it. You can use the smart bot. So when you click on the spot bot, if there is no trade going on the smart bot at the moment, there is no available trade, it will not work. So it will ask you to wait. So guys, as you can see here, these 3 bots, there is something different between them. One of the differences is that the spot bot is for spot trading, the futures bot is for futures trading, and the smart capital bot is for both the spot and futures. You can interject both this between the spot and the futures. You can take a spot trade for you or a futures trade for you. So in my case, I'm going to be clicking on the smart capital bot. So if you want to trade only spot, you can click on spot and wait if there is a spot bot, but I'm going to click on the smart capital bot, and once I click on it, I will allow it to load. So just be patient a bit. So what I'm going to click here is I'm going to click on bind. After clicking on, I'm clicking on bind. Just wait and watch what is going to happen. You can see smart capital bot binded successfully. I will click on OK, and once I click on OK, I will allow this thing to load. Just a minute or a second is loading. Now just wait for it. Is loading. Once it's done loading, it's going to automatically reflect the balance I have in my futures and in my spot. So because I don't have any money in my futures and maybe there is a signal or there is a trade in futures, what I am going to do is I'm going to quickly head over to my Binance and then transfer money to my futures account. So I'm right here in my Binance. Once I'm here, I am not going to click on these features here. I'm first going to click on asset. I will click on asset. Once I click on asset, then I will look at these features at the front, at the top here. I'll click on features at the top. Once I click on it, then I'm going to click on transfer. You can see here transfer, and then I will see transfer between spots to features, which is correct. So I don't want to do the otherwise. So I'm going to come here. I have about $390 or so. I'm going to transfer like $200 on futures. You can see here. Or let's assume I want to move all the money, so I can have some money both in sports and both in futures. So you can see I'm going to click on confirm, and that is it. I have sent $200 to my futures wallet. So to see that money, to see that funds, I'm going to click on these features here. If I want to trade futures at the bottom, so I'm going to click on features, and that is it. So there is no position now open on future, but you can see my available balance, which is $199, is already reflecting here in my futures wallet. So I'm going to go over right now and check if there is trade that is available for us to take inside the smart capital bot. So right here, my futures is showing 00, so I'm going to actually refresh it. So let's see what is going to happen. So now that we have refreshed it, you can see now we have $200 in futures and $199 in spot, which is actual money that I have, which is about $399 or so. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put in the amount, the working capital I want this robot to take my trade in. So I'm going to put in the capital. So every trade it takes is going to be taking it with this capital that I put in here. And one good thing about this robot is that this robot closes trade instantly. It does not have, this robot is the only robot I have seen that does not give you a floating loss outrageous like we have seen in different robots. There is nothing like floating loss here, in the sense that you can have a float, but a float is between not more than 3% or so, which is quite small. Okay, so this is amazing. So now So far, that is biggest I've seen so far in this robot. We can see the auto mode status is active, and you can see activate smart AI mode. I'm going to leave it here checked. So I'm going to come in here and put in the capital I want to trade. In my own case, I want to trade with $50. For example, I'm going to click on Roll Save and allow it to save. You can see working capital updated. I'll click on OK. Then I'll allow it to load. So once it's done loading, I'll click on Start Smart Bot. I'll click on Start Smart Bot. So you can see scanning for coins pairs. So it's scanning to see if there are coins. So now it has actually scanned the market and it's showing you that error, there is no spot and there is no futures coins pairs available at the moment. When you see this, you are not wrong, you have not done anything wrong. Just be patient a little bit. After like 2 seconds, 1 second or 30 seconds, come and repeat the process again. Once you repeat the process, you can see that it will take a trade for you. It will see a pair. So it means that these guys, this is what we call robots. This is what we call real robots. Not like what the other guys have done, whereby anytime you come to the market, you will see a trade running. So does it mean that signals are being given every single time? No. With this robot, when you scan the market, it's going to scan if there is a signal that has been analyzed by the expert that is currently on. So the robot also uses a lot of advanced features. So we are basically going to actually hold on for like a few minutes, maybe 1 minute or 2 or 3 or 5 minutes. We're going to come back to check here. So this thing is going to scan the markets, we're going to scan the whole crypto market and check the coins that are going up or down. If there is any coin, it's going to select if it's futures trade. There is any coin that is being analyzed to trade in futures market, you're going to see it. If there is any in the spot market, you're going to see it available, and you can actually select the leverage and start trading. That is very simple, and it's automated trading. It will be running for you even while you're sleeping, and it will be giving you cool profit every single day. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to click on OK, and we're going to give it few seconds or few minutes, and we're going to come back again to check if there is anyone already that is available. So right now, as you can see, I have started another one, and I just put in my capital here, and I click on OK. Click on save. It brought this particular place. So I'm going to click on OK. So I want to start. I'm going to click on this particular one to scan, start capital bot. So it's currently scanning at the moment, so we're going to give it like a few moments to load. Now you can see it have activated the futures trade for us. Our very first futures trade, you can see it here, and it's currently active and is currently trading. That is amazing. So you can see, let's look at the trade here. You can see the trade, and you can see the date, still the same day. So and we are going to wait in for profit to come in, and you don't need to do anything. The robot will be the one that will close the trade. It's going to be the one that will do every single thing for us. This thing is very, very simple. So having done this, we are just going to be seeing this where you see the profits, and this is the profit is going to be changing per time, except the robot have closed the trade. So if you refresh it, you see the same thing right now. So let's refresh again. You can see it's changing because it's currently live trading. That's why I see it changing. If I refresh again, it might be lower or higher. It's changing. So by the end of the day, the robot will be the one to close the trade. So the robot will be the one to close the trade. As I keep refreshing, you see it keep changing. So at the end of the day, the robot will be the one to close the trade. This is live trade. Robot is the one picking the trade and doing every single thing for us. We don't need to do anything ourselves. So that is basically how to set up the trade by ourselves. So if I go to Binance right now to actually look at this trade right in Binance, if I come here, you can see the trade is still happening right inside our Binance. Right inside our Binance, the live trade is ongoing. That is, you can see one position. So that is it. That is the one position that you can see. If I scroll down, you can see the position right here, the same coin that is trading right inside our exchange. So one thing you're going to discover right here is this. You see that it's not the same margin. Can you see it here? This is unrealized profit. This is the ROI. If you look at the margin, where you see margin USDT, you see that we started this trade with $100, but the robot went into the market with only $20. Can you see where you see mark price USDT $20? So entry price 20.2620. So the robot will decide the amount is going to enter the trade, so you can be able to save your order capital. Okay, that is how the robot does. The robot enter this futures trade with only $20. Even when we tell the robot to enter with $100, it can enter with all the $100. It can decide to enter with lower than that. That is amazing, guys. Guys, so after setting up these things, I want to quickly check the profit we have done just in few minutes. So let's look. I'm going to come in here, click on this, my trading bot. You can see the profit I have done. Let's look at what we've done so far. We can see I have done 1 futures and 3 spots just in same day. And look at it here. The bot will choose whether to take futures for you or spots. This is the same capital I've used in all of them, apart from this that I use this. If you look at this, always you can see it's always all 1x because 1 is future, that's our spot. Look at this. This was on future, this was on spot, and on spot. So this other 3 were on spot, and you can see the profit I've done in them, and it's very much consistent. That is one beautiful thing about this bot. This is a new account. It enters the market, trades for you, and yield in profit for you. Now we are going to go with strategy 2. This is strategy 1. Strategy 2, remember the second strategy is the goal of making 1M. Don't forget, this is second strategy. Within 6 all right, so that is the second strategy right now, and it's going to be done very soon. So once you are here right now, you need to request to join the 1 million gang. So that is sweet, and that is where we are going to be crushing it big time with our strategies. All right, see you guys right there.